living turnarounds are turnarounds that you can live. So far, we've been looking at turnarounds in terms of gaining understanding of the opposite and seeing that when the opposite is as true, it softens my feeling that I'm a victim. In other words, when I see that I'm doing the same thing as them, or that I'm doing to them the same thing that they're doing to me, or that they're not doing what I think they're doing to me, when I see any of these kind of turnarounds, it tends to move me out of the position of being a victim and more in a position of feeling peaceful, feeling empowered, feeling like an equal again. So all of these turnarounds give examples they give me the experience or the understanding of this equality or not being a victim. It's through understanding that I start to shift my perspective. But there's another kind of turnaround, and this kind of turnaround, instead of giving understanding, gives you something actually to do. And this is what a living turnaround is. It's something very practical. It's something you can use in the moment when a situation like this comes up. You can pull out this living turnaround and use it, actually do something. And that doing will create the balance or the peace. So there's still a turnaround to the self, to the other, to the opposite, but some of them lend themselves more to these living turnarounds. And you'll find that they just pop up sometimes. For example, if you take the statement, he should ask me what's going on, that's a stressful statement from line 3. He should ask me what's going on. That's what I want from him. He should ask me what's going on. And I turn it around to myself, I should ask me what's going on. Automatically, that's a living turnaround because it's giving me directions, exactly what to do. I should ask myself what's going on for me. And that could throw me into an internal dive that would take me out of that victim place. So as you can see, these living turnarounds have already been showing up. These are not, we've already been experiencing some of these. We just haven't been calling them living turnarounds. Living turnarounds show up anytime the turnaround gives me directions for something to do. You know, I need him to apologize to me. Turn it around, I need me to apologize to me. So literally, I can apologize to myself. That's a living turnaround, something I can do. And the turnaround, I need me to apologize to him, something I can do. So those kind of action steps are what living turnarounds are all about. Now, most of the time these just pop up like this and you'll spontaneously find that it's something you can do. But sometimes you want to go a little closer and look at examples of these turnarounds. So for example, I want him to treat me like an equal. Now, the turnaround would be, I want me to treat myself as an equal. And that's really good. That is an action step, but I can go even closer in the examples. So we're looking for maybe 3 examples of why the turnaround's true, but you can also find examples of how to live the turnaround. And these would be living turnaround examples. So I want me to treat me as an equal by remembering that I'm new at this. Give myself some like equal footing. Oh yeah, I'm new. I have a handicap here. Or I want me to treat me as an equal by seeing that I'm trying, like really seeing that instead of putting myself down. Or I want me to treat me as an equal by being more patient with myself. These are actual practical things that I can do that will start to balance it. So if somebody is not treating me as an equal, and I want them to treat me as an equal, I can go into this turnaround and I can bring out, oh, I want me to treat me as an equal. Instead of waiting for them to treat me as an equal, I want me to treat me as an equal. And I can do that by remembering that I'm new at this, seeing that I'm trying, being more patient with myself. And these are just examples that came up for me. But when you do your work, you'll find practical things that you can do in each situation that will give you really specific directions on how to live when somebody's doing something to you, and you're feeling that victimized feeling. So these living turnarounds are very practical, and I love to play with them. Basically what it comes down to is there are two different ways of finding examples for turnarounds. One is the standard method by asking, how could it be as true or truer? You know, I want him to treat me as an equal. I want me to treat myself as an equal because it's more important for me to do that than for him. If I'm doing it, it doesn't matter if he's not doing it. So that would be a regular turnaround example. It explains why I should treat myself as an equal. But the living turnaround examples usually tell me how to do it. So they often start with by. For example, I want me to treat me as an equal by being more patient with myself. So by actually doing that, just being more patient with myself, I'm treating myself as an equal. So don't worry about the logistics of it or get caught up in splitting hairs. Is this a living turnaround or is this a regular turnaround example? Don't worry too much, but just keep the broad picture in mind that a living turnaround is something you can do, and your examples for your turnarounds can be something practical, what you can do, or they can be just explanatory, why it's true. So when we're finding examples for turnarounds, just keep in mind you can do a little bit of both, and we'll be doing some exercises with this. Living turnarounds are a very powerful thing that you can bring with you to any new stressful situation, something similar that comes up. And I find it's important not just to understand what I can do from a living turnaround, but to actually put it into practice. And this comes from experience, just from going back into the similar situation. The same thing happens, somebody speaks over you, and the turnaround is I should listen to myself instead of he should listen to me. And I really start to see that that is an option, and I have to actually do it in that situation to get the benefit of it. So this is something that's like the beginning of a practice. Once you find these living turnarounds, then you'll want to practice them. You want to actually try them out in real situations and see how they work. That's the value of living turnarounds, and we're going to have fun playing with them. It's something you can add to your practice from now on whenever you're doing the work.